This is a demo of Sound Analysis 2011, Explore and Score. We'll click on it. Then we can open a sound and we can look at the preview of those sounds, and we can also enable playbacks, and then we can also listen to them. And once we chose a sound, we can open it, look here at the spectral parameters. There is a pagination parameter here that automatically will give you page by page with preview if the sound is longer than 5 seconds. In this case, you see it is. So when you open it, you'll see immediately a preview of that sound together with the actual zoom in of the sound that comes from the red area that show us the entire display. We can go to different areas in that sound and quite easily navigate this way and also that way. You can look at spectral derivatives or sonograms. You can very quickly switch from one to the other or look at the frequency contours. Let's now go back to the spectral derivatives. And as we navigate through the sound, you will see on the top in the red area, those are the features where the pointer is. So at any point where we are, we can look at the amplitude, the pitch, the mean frequency, and so forth as we move. And below that, you can see a list of point of interest that we already saved. If we click on each one of them, it will take us, here I can increase the amplitude a little bit, and you can see that each one of those takes us to a different location. As we are moving through the sound, it will always go to the center and take us from one preview to the other. What I did here is selecting always the same location of the sound, so you can see the variability between rendition as we go back and forth. For demonstration purposes, I'll show you how we do it from scratch. Here we'll delete all the data, and then we will go to the beginning of the sound and we'll just outline one area after the other, and as we are doing that, records are being added. And now I'm sort of like advancing, and let's decide that we are going on the beginning of that high pitch note here, and we'll move to another area and again outline the beginning, and again let me go to a faraway area and again outline the beginning. And that's it. Now we can go here and look at what we did, and here are the areas that we outlined, including the beginning of those areas. And you can see how the different motifs have slight variability between them. One thing that you can do instead of just outlining a location is also outline an entire syllable. The syllable boundaries are outlined here below. To do that, we will just click and drag. You see this blue area here. We'll drag all the way here until the end of the syllable, and here we stop, and you see a record added. We are no longer in the features at pointer. Now we are at feature statistics across intervals, and here we outline another one. Again, click to stop, and then again red, blue, and again you can go to, we can again outline, and again we can go systematically 1, 2, and then stop, 1, 2, stop, 1, 2, stop. And again we can now go and view what we did, and here are the areas that we outlined. Is that you can always progress either by clicking on different viewer windows, or just moving forward or backwards, or get rid of the preview altogether and just use the forward and backwards. And if you want to look at the entire file, it will take a little bit longer to do the adjustment, but you can just do it by click show the entire sound, and now you have the entire sound like that. And here again, if we click on different areas, it's going to take us there just by moving to the center, as you've seen here. Same thing will happen with featurette pointers. It will just take us, and you can see it in both modes. Now let's talk a little bit about segmentation. Segmentation here is much more complex and powerful than in previous versions. To make it work a bit faster, we'll go back to page by page, and again we can go to which area we like. And let's start by undoing all the complicated stuff and go back to simple segmentation by amplitude without any parameter checked. Let me just get rid of the preview for a moment so you can look at it a bit bigger. And here you can see a very simple threshold of amplitude, which is the red. As I'm going up, I'm segmenting less or segmenting more. And the first thing that I can consider doing is changing the direction. For example, maybe I want to segment not the sound but the silences. In order to do that, I'll just switch from less than to more than, and you can see that I'm now segmenting silences as opposed to segmenting sound, which can be useful for some applications. Another thing that you want to do is to smooth the feature a little bit to get better segmentation, and here we can do it by moving this slider, and you can see a much smoother version of the amplitude. But another thing that you may want to do is even to adjust the threshold itself, making it adaptive. Instead of having a straight threshold like that, you may want the threshold to go up and down, whether there is higher density of sounds or lower density of sounds. And this is what we do with the adapt threshold. Once we are setting it up, you can see that our threshold is now changing adaptively. And if we will now, for example, look at the entire sound, and we'll go like that, you will be able to see how it changes with the how dense the sounds are. And there are several other issues that you can add to that. For example, adding a secondary segmentation with some kind of a minimum or maximum threshold and combine the conditions to each other. And of course, you can adjust all those windows, including the range of the frequency. You can look at a higher frequency range. Now we can look, for example, all the way up to 20 kilohertz, or go back to looking at up to 10 kilohertz, which is good enough for zebra finches. That will go work well with any sampling range. All of those can be easily exported. You can copy the data from each one of those. You can open Excel and you can simply paste it